What's going on, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some tips and tricks that I was able to develop throughout my 5 years of trading that have helped me avoid the chop in unfavorable market conditions. I know I've been through it, I know you've been through it sometimes. So today, I just wanted to give some tips that I usually go through to recognize unfavorable market conditions and also avoid the chop. One of the main things that has helped me move forward in my trading was developing the skill of creating a morning plan. Morning plans aren't always only used to identify trade ideas, but they should also be used for identifying unfavorable trading conditions. With the importance of a trading plan in the morning, it helps you with mental fatigue. Making a lot of decisions in a short amount of time could result in lower quality decisions. Make the plan during the pre market where you have a clear and relaxed state of mind, and then you're able to define a clear set of rules of engagement. Example, if X level is tested, then Y level could be a target for a trade. With the importance of a morning plan, I can't tell you how much calmness and relaxed I've become because I was able to make a detailed plan in the morning before the market even opens. When I step into each day, I'm making my plan between 8:30 and before the market opens at 9:30 because I know during that time I'm able to make decisions in a calm and clear state of mind. I'm able to look at the higher time frame chart in a clear and calm state of mind where there's not the market isn't moving at that very moment. So I know that I'm giving myself time to create a plan, and then if I need to change something in the plan before the market opens, I know that I have that time. Um, with mental fatigue, me personally, making a ton of decisions in a short amount of time, I know that my decisions start to become lower quality. So if I'm making my decisions beforehand on what I want to see from the day, then I know that when I have when I'm in the trading session, when I'm in the morning session, I have confidence that the plan that I have in my mind came from a place of clarity and a place of calmness. So I understand that that plan is something that I can have faith in and something that I can trust. And then moving into going into the session, um, because you create a morning plan, you're able to have valid areas of interest that you're looking for in the day. So for me personally, I like to see a manipulation in the opposing direction of the drawn liquidity before I see the real one. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm just okay with not taking a trade at all because I know that with my system, I've seen it happen so many times that I know it's going to come up again, maybe in the next trading session, or I know how many times it's going to happen within a week, within a month, and then you have enough data to recognize how many times it's going to happen in a year. You have to be okay with doing nothing during a trading session because tomorrow is a new day. And then, can you watch price action without having the urge to react? One of the biggest things that has helped me in my trading career is developing the skill set of not doing anything, just letting the market flow to me, understanding what my A plus setup looks like, and then being able to just relax and remain patient and disciplined until my system is presented. Um, Being okay with not doing anything is going to allow you to trade with such calmness. You're going to develop such discipline because you understand your system. And then ultimately, not having the urge to react to every single fluctuation of price. Like if price goes up, I got a long. If price goes down, I got a short. That is one thing that I cut out of my trading that has helped me be able to make X amount of dollars a day or a month, and then also see a calmness and clarity in my trading overall. And then one technical tip that I have is pay attention to the economic calendar to identify where there will be a surge in volatility. I typically use Forex Factory. At the beginning of every week, I'll check what the economic data releases are supposed to be for the week. And then before each trading session, while I'm making my morning plan, I'll note out where I can possibly see an influx of volatility in today's session because there might be high impact red folder news. Um, and then sometimes the day before major news events like FOMC or CPI, they could lead to choppy price action as traders wait and anticipate the data report for the following day. Later on in this video, I'm going to be walking through a real-time, not trade example because I didn't take a trade, but a real-time example of how I avoided the chop based on the day before CPI and none of my levels of interest being hit. And then the last tip that I have for you is, like always, have a trade log. Create a trade log of the unfavorable days so you can study them and recognize what they look like. And then remember to ask yourself, remember to be detailed in your write-ups. Was today unfavorable because my level of interest was not hit first? Is today the day before a high impact data release? How were my emotions during this and sitting and watching? Be sure to affirm yourself to yourself that you are patient and disciplined and can wait for your system to be presented. Um, the habit of patience and discipline is not built in one day, but it starts with day one. It was so hard for me initially to create a plan and then follow that plan. Like I'll create such a clear, detailed plan in the morning, and then next thing you know, it'd be noon, and I'm like, dang, I took 4 trades that just like weren't even in my plan, and because of that, I'm like super red on the day. Or I could even make money, but I knew that that money didn't really feel valid because I didn't follow my trading plan, and I knew I was just trading in like a haphazard way. It wasn't until I made it my main priority to remain disciplined and remain focused and make it my main goal to just follow my plan. That is when I started seeing consistent green month after green month, past evaluations, getting payouts. Um, my $100 days turned into $1,000 days, and then my $1,000 days turned into like multi-$1,000 weeks. Following this system right here and having these trade laws and creating a morning plan, these are ultimately the things that will push you towards profitability, and these are the things that I think that you should make your main goal every single day. Um, so with all these tips in mind, let's hop over onto the charts, and I'm going to show you a session review of what happened yesterday, the day before CPI and after PPI release, where there was a lack of manipulation into a key level, and I just didn't take a trade for that day because the market conditions ended up being choppy, and I understood that the price action was unfavorable. All right, so this is everything that I usually do every single day that when I'm coming into the trading session. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm looking at the market calendar. I'm looking at what data is going to be released that day. Yesterday we had PPI, and then it was also the day before CPI. So initially, my thought process is this is the day before CPI. Sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes the day before high impact red folder news like CPI, which is a strong market mover. Uh, Price action may be a little bit lackluster because traders are usually anticipating the release of that data report. So that's first and foremost on my morning plan. Secondly, the next thing that I'm noticing is that we had an SMT at the highs with ES and NQ, where ES swept these all-time highs and NQ failed to do so. If you remember one of my previous trading videos, this is the exact same trade setup that I used to make around $800 or $1,000 in a day. This is the exact same scenario, but the only thing that was different with this one was there was a lack of manipulation into an area of liquidity before the setup actually happened. So I just avoided the trade thesis. So if we move down to a lower time frame, the one thing that I notice is from the Asia session, we have relatively equal lows that were left. Just like in the last trading setup that I took at all-time highs, relatively equal lows were left before trading to the all-time highs, and then those relatively equal lows ended up getting traded too. So what I want to see in the morning is a manipulation into buy side liquidity before moving lower into sell side liquidity. Now, the one thing that I will write in my morning plan is the exact thing that I'm looking to see. Writing what I want to see in the morning plan allows me to have a strict rules of engagement, and if those setups, if that system is not presented, then I just don't trade. One, because it's not in my plan to trade something outside of that. And two, I'm not going to have FOMO because I understand with my system, it comes up 2 or 3 times a week. So although it may not happen today, it could possibly happen tomorrow. Okay. So getting back into this, what I'm looking for at 9:30 open is a move in the buy side and then a move into sell side. And because there was no move into buy side liquidity at 9:30 open, you can see that we ended up going down. Now that's the next thing. If this drawn liquidity is just taken, then I'm just not going to trade. That's another part of the morning plan. You can have your areas that you're looking for price to trade to before you enter, and then you can also have your targets where if price moves to that target before your system is presented, then it's just avoided trade day because the target has already been reached. So we come down initially, we move back up, and then we kind of just stay in this range really until lunchtime, and I'm only trading until lunch. So, but we can recognize this unfavorable conditions right here is not tradable because one, we have a lack of a opposing move in the direction of the drawn liquidity and the buy side liquidity, and then also it's the day before CPI. This is something that I recognize an hour before market even open that this may be an unfavorable trading condition day because it's the day before a high impact news event, and then also I'm able to make a pretense of recognizing what unfavorable trading action may look like because it will look like either a lack of manipulation into the buy side liquidity area, or we just get a straight move down into my target before I get my manipulation leg. This process that I go through every single morning before I go into the trading day, so like it helps me so much with my mental clarity. It helps me remain calm and relaxed, and it also helps me remain confident in like while I'm trading during the morning session because I know that the decisions that I made before market open are going to relay into the trading session. So I know that the decision that I'm making during the trading session is one of clarity and it's one of confidence. And like I said before, having discipline to wait and remain patient while the market moves without you, it doesn't come in one day. It comes by starting with day one. Create a goal every single day, read the goal, reaffirm yourself during the trading session. You're a patient trader, you're a disciplined trader. You only trade when your system is presented. You're okay with waiting. You know that your system is profitable and it's going to present itself again. So there's no importance for me to force a trade when I know another A plus trade is going to come up eventually. I really hope that you guys take something from this video. I really hope that you start implementing morning plans and start acting with more clarity and more calmness. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you trade safe.